Hi there. In this video, we're going to focus on data collection as well as things we call measures of central tendency. You may have heard these phrases before: the median, the mode, the mean, the range. We're going to focus on these for this particular video. Let's jump right into an example though. In this table here, I have grams of protein per serving for some certain foods, and we want to find the mean. Now, friends, mean may be a new word for you, but this concept is not. So when we find the mean, we're really just asking you to find the average. And when we find the average, we add them all up and divide by the number there. Maybe I should be a little bit more specific. Divide by the number of items. Okay, so let's do that. And I fully intend that we would use a calculator for this. So I hope I'm just using a for function, pretty simple, nothing fancy. Could be the one on your phone. If you need an online graphing or an online calculator, I will link one below. The Desmos graphing calculator is free. And so when I added them up, I got 271. And then we divide by number of items. And so this is where I'm just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to divide by 12. And again, doing that in my calculator, I got 22. I'm going to watch my directions to see what it wants me to round to. I'm going to do 2 decimal places here, but you may find your directions are a little different. I want you to divide something by a round by a different number of decimals. Now, the mode has an O in it, and then so it helps me to remember this is the one that happens the most often. So you're looking for repeats here, but you're looking for the one that repeats the most. So I see a repeat here in the 10. I also see a repeat here in the 18. I think that's it. Well, since the 10 and the 18 occur the most, but they occur the same number of times, we're going to have 2 modes. We're going to have a mode at 10 and one at 18. Okay, now if 18 had occurred 3 times and 10 had only occurred twice, then of course we would say that 18 was the mode. All right, our last question here then. Jacob has test scores of 87, 93, 95, and 95 on his first 4 tests. What must he score on his final test to have an average of at least a 93? So remember, average means to add them all up. So let's add up our test scores. 87 plus 93 plus 95 plus 95. That adds up to 370, but we need to add a 5th test. So I'm just going to put an X as a little placeholder for there. So this is my first 4 tests. I'm adding the 5th test. And then we have to divide by how many tests there are, or there will be. So that's total of 1, 2, 3, 4, plus the last test. So that's going to be 5. And we need that to be 93. All right, once I get this set up, then I've got to kind of work backwards and doing some things here. So I see that it's being divided by 5. I remember the opposite of dividing by 5 is to multiply by 5. So I'm going to come over here and multiply the 93 by a 5. What that does over here, oh, so sorry. What that does over here is it undoes the dividing by 5 part. So we know these cancel. And so that leaves me with 370 plus x equals, and then I've got this 93 times 5, which gives me 465. Then again, I've got to do this undoing idea, right? So I've got to do the opposite of adding 370. And the opposite of adding 370, of course, is to subtract 370. And again, I want you to put that in your calculator. 465 minus 370. And that's going to give me 95. So it looks like he needs to make a 95 on that final test in order to end up with an average of a 93. Thanks so much for watching. If you need more help, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my social. Bye for now.